We went and got Texas wieners last night at
Oh,
Coney Island.
great.
I love that place.
Coney
I
Island.
can't believe it's still
It's
there.
still there?
It's still there. And it looks the same. It's
Really?
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
the
my-
checkered floor, and they have the
my
wooden
Lord.
boots. And then we came
How's
here.
my house?
Oh, it's not the same either. You wouldn't want to see it. Remember it the way you remember it. You can't take the memories away.
I don't want to see it.
No, you don't. Well, we didn't even go by
We
this
didn't go
time.
by it. We went the other direction.
I didn't want to go by.
No?
They took my trees down, the
They
beautiful
shouldn't- they
trees
shouldn't-
Tommy and I grew. The
Hmm?
beautiful pine trees that were Tommy's and mine. He had one and I had one. He took them down. Yeah.
They-
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's another era. Okay, I have questions for you. I'm going to test your memory.
Okay.
So there's a couple of stories that I remember, like little bits of, but I wanted to see if I may not have it right, so if you can tell me.
Mhm.
First of all, I remember you telling me, I think it was one of the uncles was the first one to buy a car.
Uncle.
Uncle
now
Andrew?
wait a- What uncle was that now?
Because not many people had cars back then. And you told me one time that he got a car and he took everybody up to Niagara Falls. And you didn't want to get out of the car because you
Oh yeah, I was young, very young.
Yeah,
then.
tell me that story.
Yeah, we used to visit relatives in Buffalo,
Oh, okay.
and it took us to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
And they, I love the car so much. I just wanted to stay in the car, and I did.
By yourself?
Yeah.
And they got out and went and looked at the falls,
Mhm.
and you stayed in the car.
Yeah.
Who was with
But
you?
I think it was shredded wheat or something that was in the area.
Oh, maybe
by
the factory, maybe. Yeah.
Mhm.
And who was
I
with
was
you?
the-
Do you remember? Was my dad with you? Do you think he was little too?
Yeah.
And Katie
No.
and all the kids, or
Your father is 2 years
2 years younger than you?
2 years younger.
Yeah.
And Katie is 4 years
Older, yeah. So she was with you too, and
Oh, yeah.
all the kids.
Mhm.
But you were the only one who wanted to stay in the car.
Yeah. I stayed in the car. I was so in love with the car.
That's funny. It must have been a big car if you were all in
Yeah.
there. That's funny. It must have taken a long time to get there too in
Oh,
those
yeah.
days because you couldn't go that fast. Yeah. And I remember that story. I always thought that was so funny that you didn't get out of the car. I remember that my dad went to a different elementary school than everybody else because something like he went to school the first day and hated it. Do you remember what happened?
Yeah. The teacher was mean.
Mean to him?
An Irish teacher. And she was mean to him.
You think because he was Italian?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And what school was that?
Penn School.
So that was Penn School. And that's
Did
where
you go to Penn
I went to
School?
Penn School too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they took him out of there, and where did
yeah,
he go?
he went to Longfellow. I
Okay.
think.
So he must have come home and told your parents,
Yeah.
and they
They take him to school, and he wouldn't go.
He wouldn't go
he'd
in?
Come home. He wouldn't go in.
Yeah.
After the incident,
Yeah.
you know,
Did you ever know exactly what happened, or just that she was mean?
she was mean.
Yeah.
She's, they didn't like Italians.
Yeah.
And Miss O'Malley, I think her name was.
Wow.
I
There's
remember
a memory,
that. Miss
yeah.
O'Malley.
Yeah. And you were there. You were at Penn School
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what I thought. All of you went there except Dad.
Aunt Katie didn't go there.
She
Aunt
didn't?
Katie went to Longfellow.
Oh, okay.
And I think, who's my other brother?
Charlie and Dominic?
Dominic. It's getting kind of.
Well, that's a long time ago.
I'm forgetting.
You're pretty good. You remembered Miss O'Malley.
Yes, I remember.
She made an impression.
She was a witch.
Yeah. Wow. Did you have her too, do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you were tougher than my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when I went there, it was.
We had then and Angie, I said, let's have a party for him. And they had a party. We had a
For
party.
my dad?
Yeah. When he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For his birthday or? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his birthday was October 1st, so right after school started. Yeah. Wow, you remember that.
That I remember.
Annie Ange, so Grandma's sister? Annie Ange Slayer? Which Annie Ange? Because there was Charlie.
And
Donnie's mother?
What was his name? He just died.
Donnie.
Donnie's
Donnie's mother.
Donnie.
She lived to 104.
Yeah, she did. Yes. Yeah.
So they must have been married by then. Annie Ange, and was it Uncle Charlie?
Yeah.
And so you planned a party for Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what you did? Like, did you make a cake or?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Did you usually have birthday parties when you were a kid? Like,
no, not really.
Yeah.
We were poor people.
Yeah.
All I remember is Uncle Andrew. Did I ever tell you about Uncle Andrew?
No, tell me about Uncle Andrew.
He was so mean to us. He won candy at Easter time at the candy kitchen.
Oh, yeah. That's where these are from.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's still there?
It's still there.
And he made us pay for the candy. That's how he was mean.
He was at the house. He was living at the house.
Oh, yeah.
And he was single. Till then
at that time.
He moved out when he got married.
What?
He moved out of the house when he got married.
Yeah. That's Billy Mecca's father.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was, he married a Mary.
He was mean. But Uncle Bill, I don't know if I ever told you about Uncle Bill.
No.
He was so nice.
Yeah. Well,
he moved to New Jersey.
Aunt Frances. He married Aunt Frances.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
He moved to New
Jersey.
He
was the youngest of Grandpa's? He was
the youngest, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very nice.
Yeah. And he was living in the house too, so they were all...
Yeah, there was Aunt Bernetta lived with us.
Really? And Aunt Millie?
No, I don't remember Aunt Millie living with us, no.
So in the house, the house 401 East Drinker Street. So the room where I remember your parents being, Grandma and Grandpa, who was in there when you were a kid? Was it your grandparents who were in that room? Or do you remember your grandparents?
No.
No, so they were...
I don't remember.
So your parents were in that room when you were a kid too? Okay.
Yes, I do. I remember my grandfather.
Okay.
My grandmother was dead.
Oh, right. She was the one who died when she saw her son go off to World War I?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tell Natalia that story, too.
Yeah, I've heard parts of it.
Uncle Charlie,
okay.
And Angie's husband.
Yeah.
When he went to war.
Yeah.
That's when she died.
That was 1918.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in the room that was then I knew as your bedroom.
Yeah.
That front corner room.
Mm-hmm.
And what I heard was that she watched him walk to the little triangle there to get the trolley.
Yeah.
And then to go to the training camp. And after she watched him do that, she laid down in bed, and a few days later she died.
Mm.
And we said she died of a broken heart.
Yeah.
It was probably the Spanish flu, but yeah, that was the story I heard. So she was in what was your room.
Yeah.
And Grandma and Grandpa, your parents, were in their room. And then the living room was the living room.
Yeah.
So then where did everybody else sleep? Everybody else was upstairs?
We lived upstairs, and Katie and I slept together upstairs.
Yeah. Which room, do you remember? Was it the front?
It was, no, in the back.
In the back, probably where my parents' bedroom was.
Uncle Andrew lived in the room that was your
den?
living room.
The living room? Okay.
Where your living room was.
That was the front room.
That was his bedroom. And he was in there all by himself.
Because nobody wanted to be with him.
Especially.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
he was the son of a gun. I didn't
wonder
like
why.
him.
Yeah.
I liked his wife, Aunt Mary. She was nice.
Yeah. So he was in there. You were in that back room. And then that front room, who was in there? The boys?
My mother and father.
No, upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah.
In the front room.
That's where I was born.
Were they upstairs initially, your parents?
Yeah.
And then who was in that bedroom downstairs that was Grandma and Grandpa's?
Yeah. Afterwards, yeah.
So after they moved downstairs?
Yeah.
So probably after your grandfather died?
Yeah.
They moved down there, and your grandmother moved to your room. And then, but all Uncle Andrew, Uncle Charlie, Aunt Bernie, and all you kids were all upstairs?
Yeah.
There weren't that many rooms. Was there a bathroom upstairs?
Oh yeah, it was just like it was downstairs.
But there wasn't a kitchen. It was just a central room.
Yeah.
And what was in that big room that became our kitchen?
I'm trying to remember.
Because all the bedrooms were off of that center. Like, would you hang out up there when you were kids? Would you kind of play in that room? Or?
No. I don't remember.
Yeah. So you and Katie were together, and then maybe Uncle Charlie, Uncle Dom, and my father were together in a room?
I think they were.
Yeah. And then where was Uncle Charlie? Was there a pantry, or was that a little bedroom?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. That's okay.
I can't.
I know. Well, it changed many times, right? They kept kind of changing.
Uh-huh.
Because I remember when Uncle Don got married, he and Aunt Florence had kind of what was our apartment, but my father had that little room to the side.
Yeah.
That was our den.
Right. You're right.
And so he had that little door he could go without disturbing
That was
them.
the room that Uncle Andrew slept in.
Oh,
that
okay.
That was his room. He slept there by himself.
I wonder what was wrong with him.
What?
He was the only miserable one, right?
Oh, he was awful.
That's
terrible.
weird.
I didn't like him at all.
What did he do for work? Did he work?
Oh, yeah. He worked at the Erie shops.
At the Erie shops, too?
Yeah.
Where Grandpa worked.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so where was Uncle Charlie then? Was he in the house, too?
Uncle Charlie. I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe they had all the guys together.
I don't remember Uncle Charlie.
The attic wasn't finished until I was a kid.
Oh, no.
There was nobody up in the attic.
No,
yeah.
It's just an attic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember Uncle Charlie.
He might have gotten married when you were little.
Probably.
And moved out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Uncle Andrew was miserable. And Uncle Charlie was the one you said who was the photographer, who used to take pictures of
Oh.
everybody?
He did.
Yeah.
He took a lot
So I have
of
some of
pictures.
those.
Yeah.
And he took the trick photography where he'd take, so I have a picture of my dad like looking
Yeah.
at himself. And
Yeah. I loved him.
so did he play with the kids and stuff? Was he like a favorite uncle
Yeah.
kind of?
Yeah. And Angie
Just like you were a favorite
Angie
aunt.
was nice. What?
Just like you were a favorite aunt.
Oh, was I really?
Yeah.
Was I mean to you?
Never. Never ever.
Remember when we were making up poems or something for cigarettes?
Kent.
Kent?
To a smoker. No, to a banker. It's the thing he meant. To a do-do. It's the do-do-do. 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 To a smoker. It's a Kent.
You remember
I
that?
do.
How old were you?
Oh my God, I was little. I was maybe
I mailed it in,
9 or 10.
but they rejected it.
But they
They had their own.
They sent you a carton of cigarettes, though.
Yeah.
I remember that. We sat on the swing making those things up. I remember sitting on the swing.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of times sitting on the swings
remember?
with you and Tommy and
Uh,
and playing games. I was
Debbie,
trying to remember the
you
game
know
you
how
played
happy
with us.
You made me, and you're too honey.
I think, what was the game you played with us? Not Truth or Dare, but it was something like if you didn't answer the thing right, then the other person told you what you had to go do. So you had to go like run and touch the fence and come back, or it was some game that you played with us. I don't remember it exactly, but I remember we'd sit on the back porch.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was like a question or maybe it was Truth or Dare. And then if you took the dare, then the other person would tell you what you had to go do. So you had to go, I don't know, go get a rock from here or go anything. They'd make up stuff. But
You remember
I
that.
remember that.
See, there's a lot of things I'm forgetting.
Yeah, there's a lot you remember too. Look at all the stuff you remembered.
I remember I loved you.
That's the most important.
My Debbie. You and Diane.
Yeah.
I love Diane
Yeah.
too.
And Dale, and remember Gary? Gary was like, we just call him Dennis the Menace.
I used to call Gary Peck's bad boy. He was so cute.
He always was getting in trouble though,
Yeah.
right? Didn't he like throw
He
his
played
shoes
with
on the top
he
of the
played
house
with
or something?
Tommy.
Yeah. Well, they used to climb up in the maple trees and drop stuff on people on the sidewalk.
Yeah, they did. And I loved Chucky.
Yeah.
They didn't tell me he died.
Yeah. Yeah.
His birthday was a day before mine.
yours. Yeah.
And I was wondering why didn't I get a card from him?
Oh, did he always send you a card?
Always.
Oh.
He was the one that always came up to see me.
Yeah.
He loved Dunmore.
Yeah. He did. He used to come a lot.
Yeah, he came.
Yeah, I loved him too. I had a crush on him when he'd wear his Navy uniform. He was so handsome. Yeah. And I remember going down to Uncle Charlie's. We called it the farm where Uncle Charlie lived.
Yeah. I went down. Many times I went down there. Ginger and Louisanne. She was the first grandchild, Louisanne. She was the oldest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Jerry.
They used to come up every
summer. Yeah. Yeah, I remember doing stuff with them when they
Chucky
came up.
used to love to come to Dunmore.
Yeah, he'd come when the rest of them didn't come. He'd just come on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of good nieces.
Beautiful family.
He did.
Wonderful. Wonderful nieces and nephews.
I remember another funny story you told me. And I don't know if it was, again, I always get Uncle Andrew and Uncle Charlie mixed up. But you said that when you were young, you didn't have like the sanitary pads like we have now. for when
Wouldn't have what?
when a woman had her period,
Yeah.
you used like cloths and you
Yeah.
washed him and hung him downstairs. And one of them wiped his face with them, and you were all laughing. Do you remember who that was? You told me that.
I told you.
Yeah, because he didn't know what it was, but the
Yeah.
girls all knew what it was.
Yeah.
And he was down there and had to wipe his face, and he took one off the line and washed his face, and all the girls were laughing.
Oh my heavens! you know, my mother never told me about my
Really?
period. My sister. She was 4
4
years
years
older
older.
than me.
Yeah.
She never told me.
Nobody told
I
you.
didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And when it happened to me, I said, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. My mother says you have to have it every
You have a
month.
choice, yeah.
And I kept saying, I don't want it, I don't want it. And we used to use a cloth.
Yeah. And then you had to wash them.
Yeah.
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 We were lucky. We had stuff we could throw away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot
You
harder.
remember that.
Oh, I thought that was the funniest story. Yeah. So you went to Dunmore High School? Was that on Chestnut Street when you went to high school?
The high school was on Apple Street, was it?
I think it was Chestnut.
There was
It could have been Apple Street.
it was Apple
You
Street.
could have been
I
Apple
think
Street,
it was,
yeah.
I think it was North Apple Street.
Yep.
North Apple.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then they built the
High school.
high school. Where
So I
it
think
is
my
now.
dad said he was the first class to graduate from the new high school.
My class.
Your
was.
class was?
My class.
Oh, okay.
Was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I graduated with the vice president's father,
Oh, Biden's.
Biden.
He's running for
Joe
president.
Joe Biden.
He's running for president now.
Yeah, his father's name was Joe Biden.
And he was in your graduating class.
Pardon?
He graduated with you.
Yeah, he
Wow.
graduated with me, but he wasn't in my class. But because there was commercial and
Oh,
and
different
academic.
programs. Yeah.
Yeah, he graduated with me.
Which program were you in?
I was there was commercial and
Academic?
I was the academic. Dominic is Diane's father.
Yeah.
Right? He told me to take the academic. I could go, maybe I could go to college.
Wow.
It was, how could I go to college?
Yeah.
It was, what do you call it?
The Depression?
Depression.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you would have graduated. What year did you graduate high school?
38.
38?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was I 18? In
Yeah.
1938.
Yeah. Yeah. So what did you do after high school then? Did you work?
I think it was a pants factory.
Oh, okay. Because there was a lot of that in Scranton.
Yeah.
Then. There was a lot of clothing
Uh-huh.
stuff. Yeah, textiles.
Well, I hated it. I hated it.
What did you do for fun? Were you dating then? Did you have go to dances and stuff or
No. My father wouldn't let us.
Really?
You know? He was strict. My father was strict.
Yeah.
To be truthful, I didn't care for my father very much.
Yeah.
My mother was nice.
Yeah. He was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my father was strict.
So he didn't want you going out at night or
No way.
Yeah. Remember we used to go through your cedar chest
Yeah.
I used to love going through your cedar chest because you'd pull out all these treasures and things and pictures.
Really?
And, yep. You had your salt and pepper shaker collection, and then you had like a pillowcase or a velvet thing with Elvis Presley on it. Do you remember that? And what else was in there?
You remember that?
And then pictures, like I remember pictures of you probably when you were, I don't know, in your 20s, maybe 30s, black and white pictures, but you were all dressed up and like in New York City. And because I always like these pictures of you, I mean, in these, I thought, really beautiful clothes, and you looked very elegant. And
Did I really?
yeah, and I wanted to look like that. I thought that was so cool.
Oh, Debbie, you make me feel so good.
And then you taught me how to dance. You were the best dancer.
I was?
I remember you at weddings. Yeah, everybody would comment. You were the best dancer.
Oh.
You knew you knew the Charleston. I remember you taught me the Charleston.
Yeah.
And except the only thing is you taught me how to dance, but you taught me how to dance like a guy. Because you were the girl.
Oh.
So when I had to then dance with a guy, I had to switch.
I didn't think I was good at anything.
Oh, you were a wonderful dancer. Yeah. You were really good. You were really just like a natural. Yeah.
The thing I remember is making up those poems for the cigarettes.
Isn't it funny how we remember that? I remember that too.
That.
Yeah, like that was just, it was a very special thing somehow.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. You taught me lots of songs.
I did?
Yeah. Put your sweet lips
You're so sweet,
a
Debbie.
little closer to the phone. Let's pretend that we're together all alone. I'll tell the man to turn the jukebox way down low. And you can tell your friend there with you, he'll have to go. Whisper to me, now do you love me true? Or is he holding you the way I do? If love is kind, make up your mind, I've got to know. And you can tell your friend there with you, he'll have to go. See, you remember?
Debbie, oh, you are the most wonderful.
Those are my best memories.
I didn't think anybody liked me that much. I love Diane.
Yeah.
Because she lived upstairs. And I used to string a line and have her put clothes on the line.
Oh, yeah.
In the kitchen.
Yeah.
She used to stand on top when she was a baby. She used to stand upstairs on top of the step and holler. She used to call me ooh-hoo.
Ooh.
And when we hang the clothes on the line, she said, "This is ooh-hoos."
Wonder where she got that. That's funny. Ooh.
I loved you.
We lived upstairs from you
all
too.
Wonderful. Nobody was bad.
Yeah. So where did you meet Uncle Mike? Your husband.
What?
When did you meet your husband?
What year did I meet him? The place where I was working, I think it was, had a party at a hotel.
Uh-huh.
What hotel was it?
Hotel German?
Yeah, I think that's where it was.
In Scranton?
Yeah. And he happened to be there. And my girlfriend knew him.
Yeah.
And that's how we met.
Yeah. Did he work at the same place you worked?
No.
No, but he
No.
happened to be at that party.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so then did you start dating right away then?
Yeah.
Was he cute?
But do you remember Fuzzy?
I do.
I loved Fuzzy.
Yeah. He was a good guy.
He was crippled.
Yeah. Polio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I heard was that Grandma didn't like it because he was Jewish,
Yeah,
right?
right. Not only that, but he was a cripple.
Right. But you loved him.
Yeah.
He was I do remember him, yeah. I remember him coming down Riley Street in his car, and he wouldn't get out of the car, but you would go over to the window and talk to him, or sometimes you went with him somewhere. But Grandma didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must have been hard.
Yeah.
Did you argue with her about it, or do you remember?
But I went with him.
Yeah.
He was good to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a long relationship. You were together a long time.
But I didn't want to get married.
No?
No.
Did he want to get married?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't you want to get married?
I never wanted to have a baby.
Yeah?
Never. That wasn't for me.
Really? Were you just like afraid of it, or like of physically having a baby, or just not wanting to be a parent?
I didn't want to be. No, I didn't want to have anything.
Yeah.
In my body.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got lots of nieces and nephews.
Yeah. They took up my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were all wonderful.
Yeah, and you were a really good aunt. Yeah.
Really?
But yeah, Fuzzy, I remember Fuzzy, you know, where you had your phone there downstairs?
Yeah.
And once in a while, I remember that old black phone, the really old one. And Fuzzy would call, and you'd put Tommy and me on the phone, and he would do all the different voices. Do you remember that? He was the man under the sea, and the man in the moon, and he would do these different voices for Tommy and me. Oh, yeah, we loved it. We thought it was so fun when we were kids.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really like a natural with kids, yeah.
He was a good writer.
Yeah. He did that newsletter for the Allied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you, when you were with him, did you guys go out places? Did you go like to dinner and stuff? And was he in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
But could he get himself like in and out of the car? And...
He bought the car for me because he wasn't driving. He didn't have a car.
Wow. So he could see you?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
He learned to drive.
Oh.
And he had me learn to drive, and I drove a little bit, but I didn't like it.
You didn't want to drive? No, I never remember you driving. Yeah. Did he have the car like special because he was handicapped, so he could drive it?
No, it was a regular
car.
Yeah. He pulled a car by his teeth. He was strong.
Really?
Because he loved exercising and everything.
Yeah.
He was a good rider.
Yeah.
He used to write during the war to his buddies.
Yeah.
He wrote a newsletter.
Yeah. I think he could relate to a lot of the disabled veterans because he was disabled himself, you know, so he understood a little bit what they were going through.
Yeah. I met him because when I worked, his sister, I became friends with his sister, and that's how I met him.
Yeah. And did Aunt Katie and my dad and stuff, like, know him very well, or?
No.
Because he couldn't really come to the house.
No.
Yeah.
Aunt Katie knew him.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Did your parents like know you were going out with him, or did you try to kind of keep it quiet?
Well, they knew I was seeing him.
Yeah.
He's so good to me.
Yeah. Where did you meet him? You met him through his sister?
Yeah.
Fuzzy? Yeah.
Yeah. We worked together in Lackawanna Pants.
Oh, okay.
That's how I met.
Yeah.
We became friends.
Yeah.
And she used to take me down her house. And that's how I met him.
Yeah. But you met Mike first. When you were really young, you met Mike and got married
No.
before the war.
No. I met him afterwards. I met him when the place where I worked had the party.
Yeah.
That's when I met him.
Yeah. But you already knew Fuzzy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then what made you get married?
He wanted to get married. I
Yeah.
didn't want to get married.
Yeah.
Debbie, I never wanted to have a baby.
Yeah.
A baby.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, he was going to go overseas. Was that why he wanted to get married? Because he kind of wanted to.
Yeah, he wanted to get married. He arranged everything. I did not want to get married.
Huh.
That was not for me.
Huh. So why did you do it, do you think? You just felt
I don't
bad?
know.
Yeah?
You do crazy
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. After you got married, did you work anymore?
I don't know. I know I quit.
Yeah.
I hated it.
The pants? Yeah.
I hated it with a passion.
Yeah.
I don't remember when
Yeah. Yeah.
when I quit or anything.
Yeah, because I don't remember you ever working
Yeah.
that I remember. But
I
you
didn't-
got
I didn't like the job.
you got Mike's pension,
Yeah.
so you didn't have to work.
Bobby, like I told you,
He's
Bobby
faithful, yeah.
always used to come on Mondays
Yeah.
and give me Holy Communion.
Yeah.
Debbie, I don't believe in
Yeah.
God anymore.
You didn't have a good experience with the church.
What?
You didn't have a good experience with the church.
No.
Yeah. You went very faithfully. Diane used to pick you up for church.
Oh yeah. I used to go every Sunday with
Yeah.
Diane
Yeah.
and with Aunt Florence.
Yeah.
I love Aunt Florence.
Yeah.
I loved my brothers and sisters.
Yeah. They sent a map, an unrolled map that showed where his grave was in France.
To who?
To you. Do you remember that? You showed it to me.
I don't remember.
Don't remember it? I remember you showing me that. I don't know when you got it. It had been in the 60s when you showed me, because I was...
I don't remember.
Yeah. Because he was killed at Normandy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After D-Day.
Yeah.
A couple of days, I think, after D-Day.
Yeah. So you were only like 20 or 21 when you got married? Or no, maybe a little older.
I think I was 22.
Yeah. Was he in the army?
I'm a weirdo.
Huh?
Marriage was not for
Not
me.
for you? Well, it's not for everybody. Was he in the army a couple of years before he got killed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you write back and forth, or did he write you from when he was in the army? Yeah. Did you have saved those letters? No.
I remember going to Kansas.
That's what I thought my mother said, that you moved somewhere with him.
I what?
You moved somewhere with him?
No.
No?
No.
It wasn't with him.
No.
So what were you doing in Kansas?
I'm with when we got married.
Yeah.
But that's he was stationed down there.
Oh, okay.
In Kansas.
Oh, okay. So after you got married.
Salina, Kansas.
After you got married, you went to Kansas with him
Yeah.
and then when he shipped out, you came back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. So that short time you were married, you were in Kansas.
Yeah.
And how long was it from when you got married to when he left?
Right after we got married,
So it was
we went to Kansas.
But then how long were you there before he went overseas?
How
long were you in Kansas with him before he went overseas?
Not very long.
Not very long?
Maybe about 6 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so a short time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't like being married?
No.
No?
I love Santo.
He's warm.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful husband.
Not lucky.
But you're gorgeous. You're really cool. I love you.
I'm glad you think
love
so.
You and
You
Diane.
always made me feel
dearly.
special. You always made me feel special.
I love Kathy too.
Yeah.
A lot of people are against
I
Kathy.
But you always stayed in touch, which was good. You connected her to the family, and
yeah,
it was good. Yeah, yeah, she was my buddy growing up.
I loved all my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
I used to call, when Gary was little, I used to call him Peck's bad boy.
Because he was always in trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so cute.
Yeah.
I remember when Dominic and Florence went away, I stayed with them. He threw his pants up on the roof. I said,
how to explain that?
I'm recording everything. I'm going to tell your parents. He was a little devil.
Yeah, he was. So when you were a kid, like what was the most fun thing to do? Like what did you enjoy doing? Did you play any games?
Fun?
Yeah. What did you do for fun?
I know we used to play different games.
Yeah.
But I've forgotten them.
Yeah. Would you mostly be with Aunt Katie? Like, was that kind of who you'd play with? Yeah.
I love my sister.
Yeah. She was a sweetie.
She was so good.
Yeah. Did you have chores to do too? Like, were you expected to do like work in the house or help out, in the kitchen or set the table or do anything like that?
I was lazy. I have to admit it. I was
yeah.
lazy. Aunt Katie used to do most of the work.
Yeah.
We're 4 years apart.
Yeah.
When we were kids, she used to pick on me. But later on,
right.
Yeah.
Well, 4 years is a big difference when you're young. When you're older, it's not that much. But so I remember my dad, his father used to make him work in the garden early in the morning, and he hated it. That's why my dad always hated a garden, because he was made to work in it.
Yeah.
When he was little.
I think your dad is 2 years younger than you.
Yeah. And he said too that they used to have the wine press down in the cellar.
The what?
They used to have a wine press in the cellar.
Yeah.
And they had to push, or go around and around and push it. And he said he remembers doing that with the boys.
My father used to buy the grapes. He used to go down to Scranton and buy the grapes.
Can you just check that?
And take them on the streetcar.
He'd buy the grapes and carry them home on the streetcar?
Yeah.
Like barrels or like boxes?
In the basement. And God forbid you took a grape.
Because they were for the wine?
Pardon?
Because they were for the wine.
Yeah.
So you couldn't steal a grape?
Yeah. My father was strict.
Did you ever...
Be truthful, I didn't care for my father.
Did you ever get hit when you were a kid? Like, did you get...
yeah.
By your father?
Yeah. When I failed first grade,
yeah,
he hit me. I remember that.
Really? Like on the bottom? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was strict.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he softened by the time I was a kid.
Yeah.
And he was a grandpa, you know?
When he was a grandfather.
It was different, yeah.
It was different.
Yeah. And I remember the wooden gates. We used to have the wooden gates there for the car. You had to open the wooden gates to let the cars in.
Uh-huh.
They're not there, and they haven't been there for a long time, but yeah, we used to play there a lot. Yeah, and sitting on the back porch on the glider with you and Grandma, singing our songs. You won't believe how many songs I remember from you. I remember the song, Have You Ever Been Lonely?
Yeah.
That was one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Have you ever been lonely? Have you ever been blue? Have you ever loved someone just as I love you? Can't you see I'm sorry for each mistake I've made? Can't you see I've tried, dear? Can't you see I've changed? Be a little forgiving. Take me back in your heart. How can I go on living now that we're apart? If you knew what I've been through, you would know why.
You would know why I
love you. If you
You must be bored, honey.
Have you ever
Not
been
bored.
lonely? Have you ever been blue?
I remember.
You do, see? You just need somebody to
Remember my
remind you.
tape record, my
Record player.
record
Oh,
player.
yeah. Remember Raunchy? That was one of your favorite songs. Raunchy.
Raunchy?
I think that might have been Elvis. Was that Elvis Presley?
I think so.
Yeah. And the Hucklebuck.
Yeah. Do the Hucklebuck.
Here's a dance you should know. When the lights are down low, grab your baby, then go. Do the Hucklebuck. Do the Hucklebuck. If you don't know how to do it, boy, you're out of luck. Push your partner out, then you hunch your back. Make a little movement in your sacroiliac. Wiggle like a duck. No, wiggle like a snake. Waddle like a duck. That's the way you do it when you do the Hucklebuck.
Oh, I remember.
I taught my kids that when they were little, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Debbie,
All those things I remember.
You're so wonderful. I'm glad you were in my life.
Me too.
I love you
Me
so.
too. We had good times.
You're the best one for me. I love you so much.
Me too.
I love all of you, believe me.
I know you do. I know.
You were all good to me. Maybe I was rotten to you. I don't know.
Never.
I wasn't?
Never. You always played with us. You always had time for us. That's what I remember.
You were my family.
We were. I used to beg my mother, can I go down to Aunt Carmella's? Can I go down to Aunt Carmella's?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think you cared for me.
Can I go see Aunt Carmella? Can I go see Aunt Carmella?
Oh, Debbie,
Yeah.
I don't want to see you go.
We'll have to come back real soon.
See how beautiful you are to me. You're wonderful.
We'll come back soon.
And Danny Rinaldi.
Yeah.
I love Danny.
Yeah.
And his youngest boy, his name is Danny.
Danny, and he's really nice too.
He was always so nice to me.
Yeah. He was the best man at my dad's wedding, I think, Danny.
Yeah?
Rinaldi. Yeah.
Do I look bad?
No, you look good. You really do.
My hair. I thought maybe Mary Ann would come and do
Give you a trim,
when I was here the first time, when I had my leg done.
Yeah.
She used to come and do my hair.
Here, yeah.
She came out at Dale's house to do my hair.
Yeah.
And give me a shower.
Yeah.
I love her dearly.
Yeah, nice. No, your hair doesn't look bad. You could probably use a trim, but it looks pretty good. You used to always do it on...
She does a good job.
You used to do it on Thursdays was your hair day, right? What was your hair day? You always did your hair one day a week.
Oh, what day was it?
I always thought it was Thursday.
Friday.
Oh,
I think Friday.
Friday?
Yeah.
I remember you used to wrap it in toilet paper. When
Yeah.
I'd come to sleep with you, you'd wrap it in toilet paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had silk pillowcases, too, or satin.
Yeah.
Did you have a satin pillowcase?
Yeah. That was supposed to be good for your hair.
Right. Yeah, I remember all those things.
Boy, you're something.
Yeah. And I remember your little low vanity. You had the little vanity in your room, the wooden vanity with the big oval mirror. And you had a little container on it that was like a music box. When you opened it up, you kept like little bits of jewelry in there.
Uh-huh.
I always remember that because you used to let me open it and look at the stuff, and it was like a little treasure box to me.
Boy, you remember a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember I always wanted to go through your cedar chest. And like everything had a story. Everything you took out, you'd tell me the story of whatever, when you got it or what, because it was all things that were special to you that you kept in there. So I used to love that.
Did you like me, Debbie?
I loved you, yes, and I liked you. You were fun, and I knew you loved me to pieces. No matter what I did, you loved me. Unconditional.
I love you. Love you. I love all of you. You and Diane are special. I love Diane because she was the first one.
Yeah, and she lived upstairs.
She lived upstairs.
Yeah.
She used to stand on top of the step and holler. She used to call me Ooh-hoo. And she'd call me Ooh-hoo. She wanted to come down.
Yeah.
And I used to put a line put on the chairs.
Yeah.
And I used to let her hang clothes on them.
Yeah. I remember you making me, I think, crocheted. You used to make clothes for my Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
Because you used to crochet, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember, in the hallway where your phone was, there was a shelf way up above.
Yeah.
And every once in a while we'd get up on a chair, you had all your shoes up there. And you'd bring them down and show me all your fancy shoes. And then you also had a big old white guitar up there. And every once in a while we'd get the guitar down.
Oh.
Nobody could play it, but...
How you could remember that. Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, Debbie, you're such a delight.
Good memories.
God bless you. You're so beautiful.
It's good to see you.
You're such a beautiful person.